Hey folks, welcome back to my channel Nayak RC, and this video is based upon Mission Planner Series 2, and in this video you will be learning many more stuff related to Mission Planner, data settings and all these things.
Hello there guys, yesterday Mama was telling about this application in our phone called Mission Planner. I found it on Play Store and I installed it. It's all the same features Mama told, but except for the feature of the simulation tab as it was in the computer. But I hope that you all guys are also exploring Mission Planner, and it's so fun exploring this with my mama. Mama, bye. You can continue.
Okay, that was Tupu, and he was so much excited with the mission planning introduction video that he started exploring his own stuff. He took a mobile and he started installing it and doing all this stuff. Okay, so let's get back to the video. In yesterday's video, you have seen different tabs in Mission Planner, different set of windows in Mission Planner. Now we will understand each and every one in detail. So we will start with the data tab. In data tab, as I discussed yesterday, we have a map, we have a HUD display, and we have a quick or actions tab. So we will see what is this HUD display contains of. Firstly, in head-up display, I have increased the size. In head-up display, you will be able to see the main point is armed and disarmed. You see this disarmed button, this is highlighted there. So that means it says that your vehicle is disarmed. And here you can see GPS at the bottom right corner. GPS, it says no GPS. So right now the vehicle, any vehicle is not connected to the aircraft. So it says no GPS. And also on the right corner you will see altitude. And on the left corner you will be seeing meters per second. That means speed of the vehicle or speed of the drone, whatever it is flying. And here you can see AS, that means airspeed. GS indicates the ground speed. So this is like a digital data which is being taken up from the flight controller's telemetry system and being displayed here. The same thing will be displayed in the pilot's fighter pilot's helmet also. So he sees all this data. And upon that one you will see the yaw degrees, roll degrees and pitch degrees here in these values. So how much roll, how much pitch, how much yaw is aircraft is maintaining or the drone is maintaining. So that's all about the HUD display. And here you can see EKF and vibrations. That indicates any extended Kalman filter issues are coming up when the aircraft is flying or the drone is flying, and how much are the vibrations. So you can just monitor them. When you are flying your drone, if this EKF and vibrations are red, you can just click on them and see the vibration level. So that indicates you need to stop your vehicle or you need to return back to home. You can take any action against it. That is HUD display. And in the quick actions tab, I'm increasing the quick actions tab here. Okay, in the quick tab, the same features which is like altitude, speed of the drone, and what is the location of the drone from the home point, wherever the laptop is kept, all this data can be highlighted in a larger size. Yeah, in the actions tab you can see the similar values which are like altitude, or what is the speed of the aircraft, how much is the distance aircraft from the home point, and what is the distance of the aircraft to reach the next point, what is the time of flight it was in air. All this data can be lively kept and visible in a bigger size when compared to HUD display. Some people like it larger, so I like it larger, so I just keep my settings here. So you can say this is yaw degrees. I would like to change it to double click on this yaw. I'll get many options. So if I want to see how many GPS satellites are being connected, so I'll go to the parameter GPS SAT status. So here you can say GPS SAT status. You can change those options to unlimited and number you want. And in the middle window, which is a map, I told you it's a Google map, similar like your Google map. It's 30 days old data again. Here the interesting thing is it's map, and everyone knows how to use a map, how to zoom in, how to zoom out. Like, so when your aircraft or any UAV vehicle is connected to the ground control station via telemetry or via USB cable, you can see the vehicle is being displayed here. So let's say I have a fixed wing aircraft that is connected, so I will be seeing a symbol fixed wing aircraft wherever it is connected. And also at the bottom you will see here HDOP. You can see on the left bottom screen of the Mission Planner you will be seeing HDOP. That indicates status of horizontal dilution of precision of the GPS equipment whatever you are using, and also number of satellite is also being displayed there at the bottom. Clear. And on the top left corner you will be seeing a circle, two concentric circles. This concentric circle, when you are flying your drone or UAV, you will be able to see an arrow mark which is directing towards any direction particularly. So that indicates from which direction the wind speed is coming. So you can monitor wind speed also when you are flying. If, let's say you are flying aircraft north and south, and wind is also blowing north and south. So it becomes headwind and tailwind to the drone. So you can take an action against it. So that purely says that one. Guys, now we will see a plan window. So plan window is basically being used to plan all your missions and all your waypoints. So I suggest I will make a separate video on plan window where I totally tell about mission planning, what is how to plan a mission, survey mission, how to plan a guided mission, how to plan a inspection mission. All these things will be discussed there. So this plan window itself requires a separate video. So let's go back to setup tab. Okay, in the setup tab you will find 3 or 4 options, but when your aircraft is or any flight controller is not connected to the mission planner, you won't be seeing anything. So I have my PICSOC here which is connected with a USB cable. I am going to connect it with this USB port of my computer. And then I will connect using COM ports. I hope you remember, guys, using COM ports. What is the latest COM port? And 115200 should be the baud rate when you are connecting your PICSOC with the USB cable. So let's wait for it to come up. Yes, we are connected. Initially I was not seeing this mandatory hardware option here, but when I connected my flight controller to the computer and connected with mission planner, then I got this mandatory hardware also. Okay, so this setup window is basically used to install the firmware. In the firmware installation tab you can see various types of firmwares, which is a rover, autoplane, copter, hexacopter, and there are different vehicles here. Antenna tracker is one of the vehicle. I mean, like, it's a, you can install PICSOC flight controller also in antenna so that it can track any objects or something, and even helicopters, even tricopters, and many other things. Here the interesting thing is submarines. These guys are giving support to submarines also. Now let's see what are the other options in the setup tab. For sample, I'm going to install a firmware in this PICSOC Black Cube. So let's see how it works out. I'm going to install a firmware which is fixed wing airplane. Click on yes. Cube Black, upload firmware. Now no need, already uploaded on the board. So this board is already contains a fixed wing firmware. Let's try to get it connected again, and we will see what are the other options. Once my PICSOC is connected and firmware is uploaded, I have 2 other options, which is mandatory hardware and optional hardware. So in mandatory hardware we have sub topics here. So first one is accelerometer calibration. You can use any kind of flight controller and calibrate the accelerometers with inside this one. Follow the screen instructions over there, that should be done. And compass calibration also is one of the point. So you can also put an external compass to the flight controller, or lot of flight controllers contain inbuilt compasses, so you can calibrate the compass. And compass calibration should be done on field without no magnetic objects surrounded by them. You can do it for compass calibration. Radio calibration is nothing but calibrate your remote controller, the transmitter remote controller, with this one. You might have seen this in my previous videos as well. Servos output, you want to change any servos throw any that mean any servos throw values, like ailerons are rolling too much, deflecting too much, you want to reduce them. That can also be done using servo throw values. ESC calibration, one of the major reason in this industry and drones are ESC, electronic speed calibration. So we basically do it manually, but you can do it from mission planner also. That is one of the option here. Flight modes is one of the option which is very important. So I always fly my UAVs or drones using three flight modes. First one would be totally manual control mode. So if anything happens to the GPS or compass, I will be overriding the controller and I'll be controlling the aircraft manually. Second one would be a stabilize mode or a position hold mode, and third one would be a auto mode that takes up all the commands given by the user to the mission planner, and it flies accordingly. So that things can be done here. These are the flight modes. You can set three flight modes according to your remote transmitter and receiver switch here. Fail safe. Fail safe is also one of the option where we have three factors. One is on low battery, what happens? You can give settings to the mission planner, which internally configures the PICSOC and does that action. Let's say my aircraft is flying at like 12.6 voltage of battery, and if my battery reduces to 11.4 volt, the aircraft or the drone should come back to home or land there itself. I can give the commands using this fail safe system. And also, if my airplane crosses ground control station's limit or the limit which is given to this aircraft, if it crosses, we can make this drone with this flight controller to come back to home and land. These all commands can be given using the fail safe thing, and other things are not that much required. Now we will see optional hardware. In optional hardware, you might have seen GPS RTK inject. So this is nothing but an RTK settings. For this I will be making a separate video. How do you use RTK or PPK to get more and more accuracy in terms of data collection while doing survey missions. SIK radio. SIK radio is nothing but the RFD 900 telemetry configuration tool. That I have a separate tool, but you can do it from here also. So please, if you haven't watched that video, please go to this link and watch that RFD 900 telemetry video. Battery monitor. Battery monitor, you can just enable battery monitor for whatever came with this hardware and make sure you are getting the voltage and current readings. And there are other things also which can be enabled here. So out of them all, airspeed sensor is something here. You can go to this option and you can go to that option and install airspeed sensor and calibrate it. The other option here is camera gimbal. Let's say your drone has a camera or it has a gimbal and as well as a camera. Then you can control all the settings, all the pitch, roll, yaw, all these settings from this camera gimbal option. So I suggest you guys to explore, use your drone, connect this mission planner, explore it more and more so that you will learn things out. That's all with the setup tab, and the other things are not that mandatory and I leave it for you to explore it. Now let me go for configurations tab. Configurations tab is like a brain of the flight controller. I mean, like it tunes, it tells everything to the flight controller, brainstorm it and work like. So here in configurations tab, you will see flight modes again. It is similar to the previous tab. Basic tuning. Basic tuning is one of the option where you can tune your aircraft. You can teach your aircraft or drone to learn PID values, roll, pitch, yaw, and all this stuff. So what rate my aircraft should climb and it should descend. All these values can be set up using this basic tuning option here. Next, advanced standard parameters, advanced parameters, full parameters list. All are same and similar. The only way is how do they look. If you go for standard parameters, you will see from start what all the stock design is came up with. You can see all these things according to the stock in standard parameters. Advanced parameters will be you will be having little more access to more parameters and you can tweak up more changes here. EKF3, EKF2, all these are advanced parameters you can work on. And the major thing here you need to look on is parameters list and planner. In full parameters list, you might have seen my previous videos where I go to that particular search box, search a parameter, change it according to my aircraft flying capability and performance, and I again come back, I test it, I do this iteration process. So that standard full parameters list is one of the important point you need to work on there. Now let's go to planner. Planner is the other important feature where you need to set up your thing inside the mission planner. Now when we buy an object or when we learn something, the object has settings. It can be installed with different applications. Let's say let's take our mobile phone. Mobile phone has some settings and we have some application settings. We can install applications, we can do many other things with applications, but apart from that there is an operating system for this mobile also. Like how do I want my wallpaper to look, how do I want my battery to consume, all these things are there, right? How do I want my mobile device to ring when it is having a ringtone, I mean like when someone is calling me, all these things are like settings. So similar way, planner is one of the option for mission planner which gives its own settings, not for the Pixoc or not for any other flight controller, but for its own self. So when you go to planner, and here in planner you can speech, you see this option speech. If I enable speech and click on all these points,
Bad compass health.
see, in within the limit of that setting, the mission planner will prompt me up. There is a compass error or there is a GPS error. Whatever errors I found, it prompts me up.
Bad compass health.
So this speech option enables me to work on this type of options, and also I have a different type of languages.
Bad compass health.
I want my mission planner to speak to me in English only, so that I keep it English. Or if you want in Chinese, you can keep it in Chinese as well. Thereafter, distance units. I want my distance to be measured in meters. I don't want it in feet, so I can keep it meters. All units will be in meters. Speed units also meters per second. This all things will be taken care by the mission planner. And apart from that, there are many other things. Where do you want your log files to save? What should be a theme of your mission planner? Custom theme you can download. You can do all this stuff. So I suggest you guys to explore a lot and lotter in the mission planner. There is lot to learn. These are like basic touch up things to the points which we are discussing, but there are a lot to learn more. That's all with the mission planner: data, flight plan, setup, configurations. For flight plan, I'm going to make a separate video, and for simulations also there will be a separate video where it will help you guys a lot before planning your manufacture of your drone or a fixed wing aircraft.
Hope you guys are all enjoying our videos and learning out something from our videos. And please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos in the future. And also share our videos from our channel to your friends and family.
That's all guys for today videos, and you have learned many of the stuff and tabs in the mission planner. In the next videos you will be learning mission planning, advanced mission planning, user guiding mission planning, and also advanced simulation for various kind of drones and all the other stuff. So let's meet you in the next video. Until then,
Bye bye.